Hello and welcome to Model Dads. Thanks to the Plastic Soldier Company, we're going to be taking a look at their Stuart M5A1 tank kit. Plastic Soldier's Stuart M5A1 15mm tank set contains 5 light tanks, with each sprue having the option to build either the early, mid or late variants, add a Cullen hedge cutter and choose either an American or British commander. The set comes in at £18.95 or just £3.79 per tank. Each sprue contains 28 pieces of hard grey plastic parts, of which many are optional. You can choose between an early, standard or late production hull, rear stowage bins, a Cullen or prong hedgerow cutter, a turret shield, turret hatch open or closed, one-piece tracks with or without sand shields, and of course an American or British commander. Instructions are printed on the box's interior and no decals are included. As we've come to expect, parts are cleanly cast with flash restricted to one piece, the right-hand half of the late production turret. Easily removable mould lines are restricted to the hedge cutters and main gun. Other than the absence of the 2 different sets of air deflectors on the lower rear of the late production hull, and hardly a deal breaker at this scale, details are clear, crisp and accurate, with no obvious omissions or errors. Unlike the Plastic Soldier Company's recent Cromwell kit, there is a very useful build sequence included. Unfortunately, it doesn't contain the colour-coded guide indicating which parts belong to each of the variants so generously accommodated on the sprue. Reference to this information online wasn't a problem, but it would have been more convenient if this information had been printed alongside the instructions. After that, it was just plain sailing. The first build took me a stress-free 35 minutes. I chose to make a late production variant for my UK and Commonwealth forces. Parts separated neatly from the sprue and cleaned up well with the craft knife. The pieces went together well, and as always I would recommend using a dedicated plastic adhesive like Plastic Weld. Again, the Plastic Soldier Company should be commended for their design, as the build actually conceals some of the obvious eyesores. For example, the rear of the turret, where the 2 parts meet, is covered by the rear turret panniers. A nice touch. As you can see, the finished late production model is very pleasing to the eye and comes in at 5.4cm in length with sand shields and rear hull stowage box, 2.3cm wide and 2.5cm high. Spot on for 1/100th scale. As I have done with the Cromwell kit, I'm likely to swap the crew members for one of the Battlefront's tank commanders to ensure compatibility with my infantry. Plastic Soldier's crew members are not the heroic proportions of Battlefront's figures, but remain very presentable, and the inclusion of both US and British figures is generosity itself. Detail is excellent, and this is particularly true of the upper and lower rear hulls, tracks and plated running gear, as well as the turret and Browning .30 cal machine gun. My only concern is that the repeated turret rotations with clumsy fingers or thumbs will eventually unseat that Browning. The standard range of tools is well represented, but like the Cromwell, if this kit could be enhanced, it would be through the provision of optional additional stowage or perhaps improvised armour. Overall, this is an outstanding kit that offers exceptional value for money. A great range of options gives you loads of flexibility to easily build a lightweight, highly detailed and very affordable Stuart. Should have known really, time spent on reconnaissance is never wasted. Nice.